Hi, my name is Akhilesh Srivastav, and today I would like to talk about NG Cordova local notification plugin. So, local notification plugin can be used to notify user even when the application is not running on the background. We can see the API details by visiting ngcordova.com and selecting local notification plugin. So here you can see the API details, and this local notification plugin um, gives us a lot of functions like to add a notification, cancel on, check whether the notification is scheduled, and so on. We can see the official documents by clicking on official docs button, and this will take you to the GitHub page of this plugin where you can get the detailed description about this plugin, and here they have explained how you can install the plugin and what are the functions available with examples. We will now start building our app. So for creating our application screens, I would be using Ionic framework. So for that, you need to install Node.js onto your system and Ionic. So if you don't have all this installed on your system, I would recommend to visit ionicframework.com, and then you can go to getting started section, and here you can watch this video. So this video talks about the detailed instruction for installing Node.js, Cordova, and Ionic framework onto your system. We will now start creating our app. So we will go to Node.js command prompt, and we will give the command Ionic start, and we will call our application as local notification. So this will fetch all the required files which are needed by our application. So once this action is finished, we can go to our application folder. So we will say cd local notification, and now we will add a platform. So we will be adding Android platform. So for that, we can say Ionic platform add Android. So this action will add Android platform to our application. Once this action is completed, we now have to add Cordova plugin. So for that, if you go to our plugin documentation page, so we need to run this command. One thing, this local notification plugin is dependent on device plugin. So before that, we need to add device. So here you can go to device, and we have to run this command. So you can copy this, and you can go to your Node.js command prompt, and you can paste this command here. So this command will add this device plugin into our project. We will now go ahead and add a local notification plugin. So for that, we can copy this command, and in the same way, we can go to our command prompt and run this command as well. So this will now add local notification plugin into our project. After this, we can go inside our folder. So we need to go inside this www folder. So Ionic creates one sample application. So these are the files created by the Ionic. So here we have the lib folder, and inside we have all the Ionic framework related files. So for this project, this is the only project we need, and we don't need other files. So we will go ahead and delete all the other files, and we will be creating our own files. And if you notice, I have already placed this ng Cordova .js file. So this file you can get if you go to your ng Cordova and in installation. So there are two ways of installing it. You can use Bower, or you can simply download the zip files, and once you download the folder, you will get this ng Cordova .js file. So that file I have already placed in my project. After this, we will create a HTML page for our application. So for that, you can use any editor of your choice. So in my case, I'm using Notepad++, but you are free to use any editor of your choice. For this tutorial, I'm not going to type line by line because my typing speed is not very good. So instead, I will be using already typed code, but I will walk through each and every line of it. So here is the HTML page for our application. So here I have included the Ionic framework CSS file, and then we will call our app as notify app, and we will attach one controller to it, which we will call as notify controller. And below are the files, the JS file for Ionic framework, and we also have to include ng Cordova file and Cordova.js. So one thing you will notice that in the current folder we don't have Cordova.js. So we don't need to worry, because this file will be automatically included when we will build our application. And the last file is the app.js, which we will be creating after this. We will now go ahead and save this file, and we will call this file as index.html, as this will be our starting page for our application. We will now go ahead and create app.js. So for app.js, I already have the typed code with me. So here we are creating one Angular module, and we are calling it as notify app. So this requires Ionic and ng Cordova, and this is the controller. We are calling it as notify controller, and then we need scope, Ionic platform, and Cordova local notification service. So it's always better to check that the Ionic is already loaded before using any of this plugin. So for that, I have used Ionic platform.ready, and after inside that function, I have called the add function, and here we have given one message, hello local notification. So what will happen is, as soon as we will run our application, this local notification will be triggered. So we will go ahead and save our file, and we will call this file as app.js, and we will now go ahead and build our application. Before we can build this application, we have to add one line in our config.xml. So if you go to your plugin documentation, that is on the official doc. So here it is explained that we have to add this line into our config.xml. So we will copy this, and then we will open our config.xml file, and we can add, so you can add anywhere maybe, and then we can build our application. So one thing I have observed that if you will build this application, you will get build errors. Uh, Let me build it and show you that. So we can build this application by typing command ionic build Android. So once this project is built, so you can see it is giving build errors, and it says some exception. So here it says error parsing XML. It says unbound prefix. So in order to fix this, we have to instead of CDV, we have to say GAP. So once you do this change, and if you try to build it again, this project will be successfully built. So as you can see, this project is built successfully. We will now go ahead and run this application on the emulator. So in order to run this application on the emulator, we have to give command ionic emulate Android. So this will open the emulator, and then it will deploy our application onto our emulator. So once the emulator is launched and our application is deployed onto it, we can see our application triggers the local notification. So this was the simplest example. We will now go ahead and create an interface by which we can manage more notifications. So for that, we will go ahead and update our index.html. So we will first add one button to open a model dialog through which we will add our new notifications. So we will go ahead and add a button on the header, and on click we will call open model, and we will go ahead and create a template for model. So this is the code for that. So here I have used a script tag, and I'm calling this template as new notify.html. So we will give div class as model, and this is the header for it, and we are giving title as new notification, and on the header we are creating one button, and we are calling it cancel, and on click we are calling close model function, which will close the dialog. And this is the model dialog content area, so we are using ion content. Inside that we are creating one form, and on submit we are calling add a notification function, and we are passing this task object, and we have used this list component to display our form elements. So we have given the legend of that form as schedule notification. Then we have two input type, a text box. So one says enter a notification ID, and we have given ng model as task.id, and the other one is enter notification message, and for this we have given ng model as task.message, and then we have created one submit button. We will now go ahead and add the appropriate functionality. So we will open our app.js, and in app.js we need to insert some more services. So for that we need scope and ionic model, ionic popup, Ionic platform and Cordova local notification. And we will go ahead and add the code for model box for opening and closing of model box. So we will keep that code here. So here we are loading the model from the template, and we are giving the animation as slide in up. There are other various options which we can give it here, but as of now we are giving only slide in up. And this is the function for opening the model, and this is the function for closing the model window. We will now go ahead, save all the file, and we will build this, and then we will reinstall on our emulator. So once you have built and installed this application on the emulator, so this is the final output we will get. So now you can see we have added one add button on the header. So on clicking on this add button, we will see one model window. So here this is the form using which we can add new notifications. We will now proceed and add a functionality by which we can view already scheduled notification. So for that I am using ion content, and inside ion content I am using ion list. So here if this result object is null, so we will say no notifications available, and if this result object is not null, we will loop over it using ng repeat, and then we will display that notification ID. So that's why we have written all.id, and we will also create one button that is a cancel button so that we can cancel already scheduled notifications. And save this file, and then we will go to app.js, and we will create get notification ID function in order to get and display all the notification which are already scheduled. So here I have created one function that is get notifications ID, and here I am using Cordova local notification dot get schedule ID, and this will return this schedule ID object, and we have created one result object. Now we are looping over this returned schedule IDs, and then we are populating this result object with the with already scheduled notification IDs. And then once this is done, we are calling this function that is get notification ID as soon as our application is loaded. So we will now save this, and we will run this on the emulator. So once you build and deploy this application onto the emulator, we can see the following output. So as of now you can see there is no notification scheduled yet, so that's why we are seeing this message no notification. We will now go ahead and build up the functionality for adding new notifications. We will now create add notification function. So this is the add notification function. So here in this function I am passing this object task. So this object is coming from this form which we have already created. So here as you can see we have this function called on submit of this form. So and here we are passing this task object, and this task object contains ID and message. So once we will add this notification, so this notification will be triggered immediately after 30 seconds once we create this notification. So that's why I have created this date object with get time, and then I am adding 30 seconds to it. And then so before adding this notification, we would like to check that whether there is no other notification schedule with the same ID. So that's the reason we are using this function is scheduled, and we are passing the task ID, and it will return boolean. So this is scheduled will be a boolean value. It will be either true or false. So if it is true, we will use ionic pop-up alert component, and then we will alert the user that notification with this ID is already scheduled, and then we will go ahead and remove the task ID. If that notification is not yet scheduled, then we will use Cordova local notification add method, and then we will give ID as task.id, we will give title as notification, then we will give message as task.message. Repeat, we can give daily, and for date, we have already created our date object, so here we will pass our variable 30 seconds from now. And once this is done, we will again alert our user that notification set for daily, and here we will display the detail date and time for which we have set the notification. And once that is done, we will hide the model window which we have opened for creating our notifications, and then we will again call our get notification ID function to display already scheduled notifications, and then we will go ahead and clear the ID and message from our form. So we will now go ahead build this application, and then we will run it on the emulator. So once this application is installed on the emulator, we will go ahead and we will try to add one notification. So we will click on add. So this will open a form for adding new notification, and here we will enter notification ID. So maybe we can say notification -1, and we can say a message, this is a test notification. So here you can see we get a detailed date and time for this notification, and once we press OK, so just keep an eye on the notification area. So after 30 seconds this notification will be fired, and now you can see that so here you can see that now this view is updated. Now here you can see that our notification ID is displayed, that is notification 1, and if you see in our notification area, this notification is also fired. So we can, in the same way, we can go ahead and add few more notifications. However, in your application, you don't need to add more than one notification, but here for testing purpose, we can add few more and have a look to them. So next we can call as, say, msg-1, whatever the name is, and then we can say another message, and we can click on schedule. Same thing, and then after exactly after 30 seconds we will see one more notification. So you can see, so the another notification is also fired. So here you can see our message, another message. We will now work on cancel notification functionality. So for that, we will create another function, that is cancel notification, and here we will pass the ID, that is notification ID, and we will use code over local notification cancel function, and here will pass the ID. I have seen that we have a callback that after this cancel function, this callback function must be called, but for some reasons I don't see that it is being called. So that's the reason I have used Ionic pop-up alert to display the message that notification for that ID is cancelled, and that message I have created outside of the function, but ideally it should be inside this cancel function. But as of now this works. So the thing is that once we cancel the notification, we display the message, and then we again update our view, and then only the remaining scheduled notification will be displayed. So we will now again go ahead, build this and deploy on our emulator and see this in action. Once this application is built and deployed on the emulator, we can test our cancel functionality. So on any notification, you just swipe left, and then you click on cancel button. So you can see the message notification and notification ID is cancelled, and then you can see that that notification has been removed from our list. So as I mentioned earlier, that this notification can be triggered daily. So in order to test this, we can close this application. So now you can see that this application is closed and it is not working in the background. So we can go ahead and go to the settings, and we can try to change the date, and then we will see that this notification is fired. So this is how we can prove that this notification will be fired daily at the scheduled time. So we can now go to date and time, and here we can set the date, and we will now change it to 7. Just keep an eye on the notification bar. So here you can see that notification is fired. So this is how you can confirm that this notification will be fired daily at the specified time. So this brings end to this tutorial. Please leave me a comment if you have any questions, and thanks for watching. Thank you.